YouTube, Pewsily here, coming at you after UK 2013 Nationals. Just going to go through the tournament and everything. As you can probably see from the description, I did made top 32 using Infernity Exceeds. There's only one other Infernity player in the top. I believe he got knocked out in top 32. There will be a deck profile coming up, filmed by Olympia Yo, so the link to that will be here. And you can also see my top 32 match as well against Speedy Steve, link to his channel down here, and then the link to all of the game 1, 2 and 3 here for the top 32. So go give those a watch. They were really funny duels, nice and relaxed, so that's good for top 32. Going into it, there were 521 players, so it's a 30% increase on the number of entrants from last year, so bigger nationals, more competition, is all good. There's going to be 10 rounds of Swiss, so nice long day, and it started off around about 11:30, and we didn't get out of the venue until about 10 o'clock, so long day. I was running on 1 hour sleep, playing a deck I've never used in real life, had tested the day before, and yeah, went well. So get right to it, really. Like I say, if you want to check it out, do check the deck profile when that comes up. Well, first at 10 rounds then. I start off against Chaos Dragons. I'm on table like 200 and something stupid, so it's not really relevant because it's round 1, but it's Chaos Dragons. I open really decent, he opens pretty awful, and he's running a really weird build with like Axe Dragon Newt and stuff like that, so didn't think he was an amazingly good player. I took it by turn 3, so I didn't get like a full combo going. I sort of had a mini combo and then just took it over a couple of turns. In game 2, he had a set. I made a mini explosion to get some barriers and then didn't attack. So he was like, "Oh, well, misplay." So it's not really a misplay. I want to keep the barriers. So that won me the game. He ended up just spewing all of his resources into barriers and then ended with no cards in hand and nothing on the field, and I took game. Then round 2, went up against Fire Fists with the dragon in there. All of my testing on Friday was against this deck. Big shout out to Ping Zhao, YCS Brighton champion. He was originally going to enter with that deck but changed his mind on the day, and I got like 3 straight hours of testing with him. That's like all I tested against, so I knew exactly how to read the back row. Basically, it's just don't hit anything that's common. And yeah, you just know which back row to fear, so it was a really quick sort of 2-0. Not really a lot to say. Round 3 went to wind-ups. I was really salty after this game because I feel like he sacked the hell out of me. I lost the die roll. He opens Tenki into Rabbit, activates Factory, activate Rabbit, search Magician, set 1 back row. Then on his, I didn't open really well, so I opened Trash. So I just sort of try to stall out a little bit. Turn 2, he activates the Rabbit again, search out Shark, Heavy Storm, OTK. So nothing I can do. Game 2, I opened really bad again, but we grind it out. I didn't get like any form of combo off whatsoever. It was basically just Necromancer, bring back an Archfiend, search something, swing, and that's all it was. But I managed to grind through and win it. And then game 3, Rabbit, Factory, search Magician, then search Shark, Storm, OTK. So there's not really a lot I can do against that, but whatever. Then round 4, I went up against Hero Bubble Beat. I won game 1 convincingly. I got like massive combo off and just swing. Got like 4 18-beat sticks and then overlay for Gagaga for game. That was nice and quick. Game 2, I opened awful, and yeah, he just sort of beat me down because 1900 monsters are bigger than 1800 monsters, so it's basically all it came down to. And in game 3, he just sort of goes like Ryo set 1 end, and Ryo's a big problem for the deck. I managed to deal with it and play like around it so I can make an explosion and take game next turn, and he has Caller Haunted for the Ryo. Again, managed to get rid of it because I decided in Soul Takers, and he had Monster Reborn for it. I make a mini explosion to bait out the negation so I can carry on going. But yeah, he obviously has the Ryo there, negates stuff, and then has another Ryo in hand afterwards, so yeah, I had to get around 4 Ryos and I couldn't do it. So yeah, he won that one. So then moving on to round 5, so by this point I'm 2-2. So against regular Fire Fists, the Infernity deck's just so good against things that aren't stupidly fast. So like Fire Fist, Gadgets, and Evil Swarms are pretty much auto win if you play smart. So that's basically all it was. Barrier and Break are so good. They go like Bear, send off the Tenki to pop something, and you Barrier for a +1. Then you swing yourself. It's so good. It's pretty easy, to be honest. Round 6 was against a massive mono Mermail deck. It must have been like 55 cards, something like that. Game 1, I get him down to 1 card in hand, no field. 1 card in hand's the Avarice. He rips the MST with the Avarice to hit my Barrier. And then I think he sets a back row, which I phase MST. I can't really do anything on my next turn, and then he rips the Diva for game. So I'm like, it's a 50 card Mermail deck, how can you rip that well? But whatever. Then game 2, I open really well, combo off, and I opened with a Barrier and a Break, and then I managed to search out 2 more Barriers and combo off. So he has to get through 3 Barriers and a Break, and he can't do it, obviously. Then game 3, I open and I just grind it out. We both get to top decking, and Archfiend! So Archfiend for game is fun. I feel that makes up for the Diva top deck that he had in game 1. Round 7 then, against Evil Swarm, really quick 2-0. He goes first, gets an Evil Swarm Ophion out, sets the Pandemic, which is obvious as hell because it's so bent, and then 1 other back row. Hit that back row, go off, Diamond Direwolf the Ophion and start swinging. Then anything else he has afterwards, I've got the Barrier for. So yeah, Barrier and Break is really good against this because you can obviously you can break it, they Pandemic, you Barrier, so you get rid of both threats. So it's really good. Next was against Gadgets. Unfortunately, against a known cheater. We do the die roll. I roll, hit 4, I think. He rolls and it's a 1, and he immediately picks it up. And I was like, that was a 1, right? He goes, no, it was a 6. I was like, all right, whatever. You go first. He makes the Gear Gigant and all that jazz, and I ruin him. Because the deck's just not fast enough. It makes a 2-3 beat stick, and that's all it does. So you just break that, and you get over it. It's easy. Game 2, he tries to cheat some more. He draws when he thinks I'm not looking, but I saw it, and he was like, "Oh no, I had this card in hand." And I was like, "No, you've got 2 Gadgets in hand, and you set a Torrential last turn. You draw for your turn." So I managed to go back and replay the entire game for him, so I could tell him what exactly was in his hand. Then he tried to Rule Shark me. I barriered 2, I used Launcher to bring out 2 Archfiends. Of course, they only get 1 search, so 1 fizzles, but they both activate. So I just search 1. I overlay into my stroke because I've got a barrier set, and I know he's got a Fortress in hand. And he's got like a Gadget and a Fortress in hand, and he's got his 1 top deck, and I can deal with all of it because of my back row. It doesn't matter what he tops, I've won. And it's because of the Maestroke, and he realises the Maestroke's a problem, so he calls a judge over, tries to Rule Shark me, saying they'll fizzle, and the judge is like, no, he gets to search twice. So, yeah. Although the ruling was wrong, it worked way more in my favour, and yeah, I just ruined him. Then round 9, against Mono Mermail. Game 1 just went as it should. Mono Mermail has no legitimate back row, so you can explode as much as you want, and then you've got your barriers to stop them. So you're running 4 Solemn Judgments, and you've got your breaks and stuff, and yeah, as long as you barrier the right things, you have to sort of think about, like, obviously they're going to discard as a cost, so you can pretty much predict their play, how they're going to follow it up, so you know what to barrier. As long as you barrier the right thing, it should be alright. Game 2, I open awful, and he wins on like turn 2. Whatever, that's what Mermail does. Game 3, I fully combo off turn 1. It's the first time I did it all day. Like, managed to actually do a full combo turn 1 and be like, come at me, and he can't. When I was doing game 1, I'm comboing off, and he's like, oh, you better do it right. If you're going to play this deck, you better do it right. So I'm going, alright, I'm going to do it right. And he goes, oh, just show me the Cowboy for game. So I did, and he scooped it up. And then it was the same thing game 3. He scooped it up because I told him I got the Cowboy. Round 10, final round on the bubble. If I lose this, I don't top. If I win it, I top. And I'm up against Gadgets. Easy. Game 1, I open okay, nothing major. He opens okay as well. He opens pretty like average. He's got the Gear Gigant and everything as well, so it's a pretty good hand, but not a lot of back row, so I feel alright. I can combo off in like turn 2 or 3, and then just beat him down with 18 beat sticks for a couple of turns for game. There's nothing too exciting. It's a little bit grindy. There's nothing too explosive there. Game 2, though, I mean, game 1 lasted probably 5 minutes. Game 2 went into time. I won right before time. basically it was 5 back row on both sides the whole game. He had a Fossil Diner on the field and Gear Frame, and I had 2 Necromancers on the field, and obviously he can't get over it because he can't special summon anything, so he's got no way around them at the moment. I'd let him use all 6 of his gadgets, so he had like a massive hand compared to me. He had advantage on me, but it was sort of dead advantage in the fact that he couldn't do anything with it, he couldn't special summon, the gadgets weren't going to do anything on the field. Eventually it gets to a point where he's got 4 back row and I've got 3, and he has to try and make a push, so he Heavy Storms for the -2, Booker Moons his Fossil Diner, and then tries to make some plays to like special summon and exceed. So he goes into an Emerald and stuff like that, and he managed to get rid of 1 Necromancer, and then he sets 4. I've got like 5 in hand by this point, and I've got like the Heavy Storm that I've been saving as well, so I Heavy Storm back for the +3, so at this point I'm like +7 or 8 on him, and he's just sort of like, well, I've lost this game now, and I combo off completely, and there wasn't anything he could do, because I standby phase, in his standby phase I used Infernity Break to hit the Fossil Diner, so there's nothing he could do. And that was that. So I finished day 1 8-2. I came in 20th place in the Swiss, which feels good, man. You win the sexy mat. It's a very nice looking mat. It is for sale though, if anybody would like it. Give me a PM. I'm looking for about 120 to it. Before you go, 120, oh my god. You got to bear in mind it's nationals only and it's top 32 only. In previous nationals it's been top 128, get it? It's top 32 only. You've got to bear in mind regional mats and things go for about 50. In the top 32, like I've said before, there was we were allowed to record it. So good buddy Olympia Yo has the top 32 match on his channel. Check that out. Thumbs up, comment. If you have any questions, feel free to do so. Like I say, do check out the Xyz Infernity build. It was very quickly built. There are things that I would change now after playing so many rounds with it. Yeah. But yeah, very happy to have topped. It was all good. Peace.